All right, there we go. All right, I think I got this working. Sorry for the delay, everyone. It was a heck of a time trying to get this up. Shout out to my beautiful friend Aubrey for helping me to get this to work. But I wanted to try and I wanted to give you an update about my book, about where I am with. I wanted to give you an update about where I am in the process of publishing and actually getting it up on Amazon. As some of you may know, this is what it looks like. I was publishing it through CreateSpace and through Ingram Spark, but CreateSpace first, which is a subsidiary of Amazon, which is partly what's taking it so long, because I have to go through and get different proofs of the book, which is what this is, to make sure that it all looks okay for publishing. So, for example, this is what the dedication page will look like. And there we go. That's what the dedication page will look like, and this is the very boring copyright page. But I just have to make sure that like everything is okay for publishing. So, for example, I worked with a copywriter to kind of like beef up my the description of the book and the author biography, because in all honesty, as I read it and as I started reading it to people, it didn't really sound like me. It didn't really sound like it was professionally done. I'm not going to sugarcoat that, because I'm not a very... I mean, I can write. I obviously wrote a book, but I can't write professionally. That's why I leave it to the professionals. I have a very informal tone, and that is not what I wanted for the back of the book. So I just left it up to a copywriter, and I got it back from her. And now I'm just waiting for my cover designer to get to update the back matter, to update the description in my biography, and then I have to upload the cover again to CreateSpace and to Ingram Spark, and then get another proof after I get the cover to see how it will look, to make sure that there's no problems with the printing and things like that. Because I was told, and I've noticed through the different books that I've seen through the various print-on-demand publishers, that sometimes they just don't print right, and that's not the author's fault. It's not really anyone's fault. It's a printer. It's a robotic thing that can make mistakes just like any human can. So, and the same thing with that, along the lines of that, I noticed, like, if I pull back the back cover, some of the text goes onto the back of the spine here. Whoops. Goes onto the back of the spine here. And I have to make sure that, or at least try to see if that can be fixed. If it can't, that's just one of the things I'll have to deal with. I've noticed along the way of publishing this thing that there are a ton of things that are out of my that are out of my control, and I have to make sure that I know, make sure that I get it as perfect or as close as it can be to perfect. But if it's not perfect, I have to make sure that I understand that, and I have to just roll with it. Kind of like roll with the punches, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much where I am with the book, and it's just I've been working on it for 5 months. December, January, February, March. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Oh my God, I didn't even realize that. But I first started working on this in December, and in all honesty, I didn't realize it would take 10 months to get it to where it is now. Um, so I apologize for everyone who's been waiting for it, and I truly appreciate your patience. Thank you for that. Um, but if you, in the meantime, um, if you want to, if you want to get a sample of the book, you can go to my website, which I will. It should be. If it's not, I will put it in the description uh, of this live when I'm finished, and you'll be able to see the forward, the introduction, and the first chapter of the book, um, which is like the first 17, 18 pages or so. Um, yeah, 18 pages. Yeah, it's completely different when you look at it in a Word document compared to when you look at it in a 5x8 book, because the PDF sample is about 6 pages or so, where the book at 5x8, a chapter that's 10, 11 pages in a Word document is 20 some odd pages in the regular book. That was one of my biggest problems with this, trying to differentiate between the two. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with the book. And for me at the moment, it's pretty much a waiting game to make sure that I get everything correct and get everything squared away with the different publishers and make sure that it's all uploaded correctly and everything's a-okay for me to hit publish or for me to hit confirm on the publishing and for it to go up live on Amazon. I must admit I'm really scared to do that though. I've had this for the past 10 months, like I said, and it's like the fact that it's almost done and almost going on Amazon. It's just scary, the fact that my baby's going to fly the nest. My little bird is going to fly the nest, and then I'm not going to be able to keep it safe. I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to protect it from negative Nancy's. And I guess really that's one of the biggest things that I'm nervous about, getting 1-star reviews on Amazon, getting negative reviews because someone forgot to put a comma here when there should have been or had a period here when there should have been a comma, or had a comma here when there should have been a period. That was a whole other thing in the editing process. That took me 3 weeks to finish, from start to finish. Yeah, because it was a 27,000 some odd Word manuscript before it got edited, and my wonderful editor, Cat Wanders of Wandering Words Media, helped me to uh, condense it down to 26,000 something. And then my formatter, Jen Henderson, of Wild Words Formatting, was great with formatting it because I had a ton of different things wrong uh, with how the book was, like um, how uh, the different parts, like the oops, like how the part one was kind of um, at some points it was on the top of the page, at some points it was on the bottom of the page. It just depended where everything went. So trying to make sure that it was in the middle of the page with all three parts: my early schooling, college life, and early schooling, college. Oh my God, I've looked at this thing so many times. It's like I'm completely screwing up. Um, my early schooling, college life, and there's a third one somewhere. What? Only two? Oh, duh. Only two parts, not three. I'm an idiot. Anyway, yeah, just trying to make sure that everything was all squared away and trying to make sure that everything is a-okay, like I said, to publish with as little of mistakes as possible, so I don't have to go back and pretty much redo the whole thing. It's kind of painstaking because even now I go back and look in it and I still see things that I can change. But at the same time, any author is going to do that. I've heard from so many different authors that they say that they wanted to go back and change things if they could. And this is the funny thing. I actually was reading a book by Rick Riordan a few months ago, and I saw, I think it was a spelling mistake, if I remember correctly, in a book. And that was by a traditional publisher, like a big name, like Penguin Publishing or something along those lines. And they're even spelling mistakes and that sort of thing. So it's like we're all humans and we all make mistakes. So do your best and make sure that it is the best that it can be. But if there's small little mistakes in there, like a comma where a period should be, or a period where a comma should be, or a semicolon where a colon should be, or a semicolon where a comma should be, I've done that a lot. Just don't sweat it. If you can go back and change it, that's good. That's partly why I'm going with self-publishing, because I can go back and change things if I want to. Like if I find a comma where a semicolon should be, or a semicolon where a comma should be, I can go back and I can go back and update the interior of the book and fix the interior and re-upload it. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Thank you for listening to my rather rambly live here. If you have any questions, you can either send me a message on Facebook, send me a message through the page, or send me a message on my personal page, or you can email me. Well, you can go to my website and catch my email there at the top on the top of the top of the page there. It has my email there, or I'll also see what I can do about putting it onto the live here. Oh wait, I can put it in the comment. Duh. Um, so I will do that. I'll put it into a comment like I am right now. I am now. So it will work. Oh, here we go. Great. There we go. All right. So my email is in the comments if you need it. And is there a way for me to pin it? Yes, there is. Okay, so that should, I hope. Yep, there we go. That is up at the top now for anyone who needs it. And like I said, if you have any questions, there are the different ways of contacting me. Thank you again for listening to my rather rambly live, and I'll catch you guys soon. I may be coming on tomorrow for a live. I'm not completely sure at the moment what time. But tomorrow I'll probably be coming back to visit with you guys to talk more about the publishing process that I went through. And another thing before I leave you guys, if you sign up to receive the sample of my book, you will also be receiving my newsletter. So if I do plan on going live tomorrow, I will send out a quick email letting you guys know when and where. But most likely it will be on this page again. So thank you again for listening to my live, and I look forward to speaking with you guys again soon. Have a good night, everyone.